Hi, everyone. I'm Aaron Brinsenhoff, and I'm the Content Marketing Director here at Birch& Co. Marketing. In, in this video, I want to talk about one of the things I think a lot about when working with our healthcare partners, and that is content marketing best practices for healthcare brands. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be some boring recitation of practices. Instead, I'll look at three of the best practices we've used successfully with our healthcare partners and how you can put them into practice. So let's go ahead and jump in. The first practice that we recommend everybody who is trying to, establish content marketing with a healthcare brand consider is pinpointing your essential metrics. What do you really want to track to make sure that what you're doing is working? Because if you're not tracking what you're doing in some way, then you won't know if it's working. You're just sort of throwing money down a rabbit hole. And that's not what you want. So what you want to look at is before you even start content marketing, take some time, sit down and think about what are those key performance indicators or KPIs that you think align best with the goals that you're trying to reach with content marketing. It could be you want to drive more people to sign up for your newsletter. It may be that you want to drive more people to a forum to sign up for appointments. Maybe it's both. Whatever those goals are, choose a key performance indicator that helps you establish, see, once you start this content marketing, is it actually moving the needle? Are you actually getting the results that you are looking for? So, for example, if your practice is focused on increasing your brand awareness, um, when that's how familiar people are with your practice and the services that it offers, you may want to track the amount of engagement on different parts of your website, as well as on your blog if you have one, and hopefully you do, and on your social media channels that you're a part of. By measuring the engagement in those different places, you can determine if, as you're putting out content, if people are engaging with that. And if they are engaging with it, then they are, by extension, becoming more aware of your brand and what they do. Um, so if you're seeing that engagement number go up, then the odds are pretty good that what you're doing to meet the goal of increasing your brand awareness is working. All right. So the second best practice I want to mention is want to really stop and think about what are the gaps in content that exist within your healthcare niche. Um, so you want to create content that's providing new information and insights to the people who are consuming your content and possibly thinking about becoming a patient of yours. And to make that happen, you need to look at the topics that you and your competitors are talking about and try and find things that neither you or your competitors are really talking about, but you know for whatever reason that people are interested in that topic. If you can find those gaps and create content to fill those gaps, you're going to get a lot more engagement because you're going to be one of the first people out there who's trying to help people solve that challenge or address that consideration. So where do you find gaps? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can go about that. But one of the best ways is working with your client engagement team or customer service team, whatever your practice calls that section of itself, and really digging into what are the questions that the people who are looking to become your patients, what are those questions that they're asking that you don't have content to answer on your site or on your blog or on your social media already. Um, that's a really great way to do it. So, for example, you might be a PT clinic who's prospective patients are asking about, the new trendy exercise that they've been seeing on TikTok, um, and you're looking around and you realize, well, neither us or our competitors have any content about this exercise, and especially how it may or may not help people, um, who have specific musculoskeletal issues or injuries. Um, Situations like that, when you can find those things, those are golden content marketing opportunities because you can create content that really addresses that specific thing. Um, and because the competition is so low, you're going to have a great opportunity to get a lot of people looking at that, get a lot of people engaged, and have the opportunity to have a lot more people, uh, you know, seeking to become your patient because you built trust with them by answering this question or addressing this challenge that they have. So the third best practice I want to mention is, and it sounds silly, but stick to a content calendar. So a lot of us, we organize, as a new parent, I can, vouch for this and say that I do this myself, my wife and I do. We have a calendar for everything, and everything goes on the calendar because our time is so valuable, right? Well, the same thing is true when you're looking at creating content for your healthcare brand. Um, you not only want to have the time planned out because your time is valuable, and if you're spending time working on content, you can't spend it working on something else that might be moving your healthcare brand forward. The other consideration is that by creating a calendar, you're building consistency, and consistency is vital when it comes to posting content. Um, Google is very big on people that are consistently posting high quality content over time. Okay. What that doesn't mean is that you should post a lot of content and then just put your feet up and say, oh, okay, I don't have to worry about it anymore. You want to make sure that you're prioritizing not just any old content, but high quality content. And that, again, not just like big batches, consistency, putting out content consistently over time, not just like a feast and famine sort of situation. So, what we will typically suggest to our client, our healthcare partners, is we suggest just take a clear-eyed look at your own capacity to create high-quality content. And it's sometimes hard to take that look at yourself and say, well, I just don't have that much time, or maybe I have more time than I thought I did. But really take a close look. How much time do you actually have to spend creating high-quality content? And then use that knowledge to create a regular and attainable content schedule so that not only will you be creating uh, content consistently that is of high quality, but it's also reasonable for you and your schedule. It's not something that you're going to have to, you know, ignore other parts of your business to make this happen every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, whatever you're scheduling it out to be. So I want to take a look at an example of what that might look like. So maybe for you as a healthcare practitioner, you look at your schedule and you say, okay, I think that based on all the other things that I have to do, I can create 2 pieces of high quality content every week. Okay, great. So start from there and say, okay, go find your favorite calendar app, whether it's the Google calendars or there's a whole bunch of calendar options out there, and use that to create a schedule that reflects your ability to complete those 2 pieces of high quality content every week. Okay. And then add to that creation part of the schedule, when are you going to post that content? Okay. So let's say for example, you decide, okay, I have 2 days a week to do this. I'm going to create my content Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. So content creation days, so that means you're brainstorming, creating the content, getting any editing, you know, type of things done, all of that stuff on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, that content gets posted. And then Thursday, we do that content creation cycle again. And then Friday, that second piece of content gets posted. So then I have and every week I do that. Tuesday and Thursday are content creation days. Wednesday and Friday are posting days. And you can continue that sustainable schedule every week, okay, with possible exceptions of like holidays or something where you might want to work ahead a little bit, so you could still have that consistent posting schedule. But in general, 2 creation days, 2 posting days, you have a consistent schedule, you are getting high quality content out consistently, and Google is going to love you for that. All right, so I hope that these 3 content marketing best practices will be helpful for you and your healthcare brand. If you're looking for more content marketing best practices, please check out the blog post that we have linked in the description. It has, a couple more best practices that you should think about as a healthcare brand if you're interested in doing some content marketing. If you'd like to find out how Burge & Co. Marketing can help you bring these and other best practices to your content marketing, please click the contact us link in the description, and we would love to sit down and talk to you and see if we can build a partnership that is really great for your healthcare brand. So thanks for checking out this video, and I wish you productive content marketing.